Somewhat live from Studio 121. You're watching Champion Channel News. Hit it.
Good morning, TCDS. We're back at it again with your favorite Tuesday special. Forget Tuesday Pizza Days. It's the Champion Channel News coming to you to your projector screen from Studio 121. I'm Riley, and look who's here with us today.
Back from the nuclear bunker I call my home. Feels glad to be back in studio again.
Care to share where you've been?
Right. I have been informed that I could not elaborate any further. Nice try, though.
That's fair. But for now, let's dive into today's news, shall we?
Absolutely. We've got a lot to catch up on. Stay tuned, champions.
The soccer and softball season has come to an end. Let's go to the best softball player, Mira, who will give us more insights on this season and the playoffs.
I'm Mira. Our champion athletes, soccer and softball, had an amazing season this year. Soccer had their first playoff game against AOT on Monday, January 22nd. They won 9-0. Soccer's second playoff game was against Gregory School on Wednesday, January 24th. They lost 6-4 in a tough game. Softball had their first playoff game on Thursday, January 25th. They lost 7-9. The athletes worked very hard this season. Thank you to all who came out to cheer on our athletes during their games. Good job, champions. And now I have a special interview with our softball coach, Timothy Hall. How do you feel you did coaching the softball team this season?
I feel like we did a pretty good job this year. I have two assistant coaches, Coach Allie and Coach Carey, who've helped out a lot, and they've made a huge difference this year, I think. And I'm really proud of the job we've done.
Yeah, as a player, I feel that you guys did a really great job. How do you feel you did while coaching the softball team?
I feel like we did a really good job this year coaching. I've got two assistant coaches that have helped me out, Coach Allie and Coach Carey, and they've made a huge difference, I think, in what we've been able to do. We're not perfect, we make mistakes, but it's been a lot of fun coaching this year.
Yeah, I agree. The last question I have for you is, how do you feel about after goal celebrations?
Good.
That's great.
Hey guys, on the 22nd, we celebrated a very special milestone, our 100th day of school. The younger kids, elementary below, stepped into the orthopedic slippers of 100-year-old seniors for the day. I wish I could have participated. Would have been nice to relive when I was that young. Anyways, let's hand it over to Dominic Brown for more info on the day.
What's up, champions? I'm Dominic Brown. On Monday, January 22nd, we had the 100th day of school. We ran around and got some clips of first graders and kindergartners. Let's see what they did super special for the 100th day of school. We've got Ms. Bushy's class and their amazing 100-year-old elders and their 100-day snacks. Then we have Ms. Cotel's class with their 100-day math and their super cool 100-day crowns. And then last, but never the least, we have Miss Erica's class with their 100 gumball activity. Woohoo! And that's all I have for today. Thank you to the teachers and the students that participated in the section. Now, let's hand it right back to the studio.
We have an exciting update for all the music enthusiasts out there. On the 30th, our middle school band and choir performed a spectacular concert that left the audience in awe. The concert showcased the immense talent and dedication of our amazing musicians here on campus. Let's head to Rebecca with more information.
Thanks, Riley. There was a middle school music concert, including choir, beginning band, intermediate band, and advanced band. It took place at the Activity Center on January 30th. Everyone worked very hard and sounded amazing. A special thanks to everyone who came and supported their fellow champions. Let's go ask Ms. Anderson some questions about the details. Today I'm here with Ms. Anderson. I have a few questions about the choir and band concert. How long did you guys practice for this?
So we picked out music in October and November, and that process takes a little while for us because I really like students to be part of the process of picking music. I don't just want to give them music and then tell them to play it and have them not really like it. So they spent a lot of time for the band's sight reading pieces and kind of deciding how much they liked it and if it seemed feasible. The choir spent a bit more time like listening to parts of pieces and deciding if they liked it, just because their sight reading skills weren't quite ready for that at that point in the year yet. So we've been working on these pieces since November-ish.
That's amazing. What era of music was practiced and played?
So for us, our eras line up a little bit differently than some of the dates that you might be given in a history class, just because music is reactive to societal change. Most of our music is coming from the Baroque through the modern era, so Baroque, classical, romantic, and modern, which is pretty common. That's referred to as our common practice period. So that's everywhere from 1600 all the way up through music that was written now, although our most modern piece on this concert was written in 2003.
That's amazing. What songs are you guys playing?
So we're going to start the night off with choir. They have I'd Like to Teach the World to Sing, Loch Lomond, Wade in the Water, and Don't Stop Believin'. Then beginning band will take the stage with a warm-up from their method book, Surprise Symphony, London Bridges, Let's Rock, and Band Room Boogie. Intermediate band will come after them with Minuet, Spring from Vivaldi's Four Seasons, and finishing off with Galactic Episode, which is definitely their favorite. And advanced band will be last on our concert with German Dance, Musette, and Calypso Morning, and then intermediate band will rejoin advanced band on the stage for Jurassic Park from John Williams, with a special feature from Miss Kanai in a dinosaur costume.
Interesting. We've heard you got some new stuff. Would you like to show us?
Yeah, so we've actually been working on a lot of improvements in the music department this year, upgrading percussion that, maybe damaged or not the quality that we'd like to see for students to do their best. But also we know that the choir tends to be kind of small, and that the experience for many middle schoolers has been that when the choir performs at assemblies, that you really can't hear them in the back of the auditorium. And that if you can, that oftentimes you can't understand them. So one of the upgrades that we've made this year that we're really excited about is some new microphones for the choir. And these are what we call cardioid condenser microphones. So they're a little bit different than like the mics that we have on now. They're ideal for instruments and for voice. And we got some wind screens, because you guys know how bad the wind out here can get. They help a little bit, but they're not perfect. And then a stereo adapter, so we can set them up in the appropriate position for the best equality of sound across the choir, so that we can hook these up to a speaker, and that in the back of the auditorium, the choir will be able to be heard clearly for future performances, starting with our concert this next Tuesday. Will be the first time these get used.
That's so cool. Well, that's it for this segment. Back to the studio.
We're back with everyone's favorite segment. On this week's installment of Convos with Kain, he's going to be talking with a I don't know.
Conversations with Kain. Yeah.
Champions, today is a very special day for Conversation with Kain because we are joined by a very special guest. I'm honored to introduce April Madison from the Kain Studios.
Thank you.
First of all, April, thank you so much for having us. We're absolutely honored that you could join us today.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. So, April, the first question I have for you today is, what is the craziest news story you've ever covered?
News story. It may not be good, because when I was still a reporter, I got sent on a lot of breaking news and severe. Okay, so there was one time when I was a reporter in Iowa, and I was what they called a one-man band. So you do everything yourself. You're your own photographer, your own editor, your own everything, and I had to set up my own camera. Yeah. And I was sent, I don't even know what the story was, but at the time we were under a tornado warning. And I was literally out on this story, whatever they sent me on, I don't remember that, but I just remember seeing this funnel cloud. This was before I ever did weather, start spinning over the area where my camera was. And it literally hit ground like 3 trees down from me. And I remember, because I was an idiot, I called my news director and was like, should I leave? As if her answer was gonna be like, no, stay there and try to capture it on your camera and see if you get the tornado and try to survive. She was like, yes, leave. Get the camera and get out of there. And if you can't get the camera, then just get out of there. And I got the camera and I got in the back of my vehicle, and I stayed in the back of the vehicle with my camera, and I kept shooting the tornado, and thankfully it went the other direction. And they didn't end up using it because, again, like an idiot, I wasn't supposed to do that. So that's one I remember, probably not the craziest, but definitely one to remember.
That's cool. Second question for you is, how many worms would you hold in your hands for $1 million?
Oh, I love how serious these questions are. How many worms for $1 million? As many as you could put in my hands. As many as these hands could hold.
You
I don't even.
Scared?
Not at all.
No.
I mean, you could have chosen almost anything, and I would have said as many as I can hold, as long as they don't bite.
Yeah.
You know.
Do worms bite?
If they've never bit me. I mean, I grew up digging in the yard and, Oklahoma and on the farm, and worms were the least of my worries. So, as many as I could hold.
As many as you could hold. Next question. How long have you been in the news industry, and why did you decide to pursue it?
I don't think I'll ever tell you how long, because that would age me, but a very long time. I can say more than 2 decades. And I started in radio. That's not really news. I was a traffic reporter because I was going to the University of Arizona, and there was an internship that was brought to me that if you intern with KRQ, this little radio station called KRQ, that you get to go to all the events free, the concerts and different things around town for free, and you just have to work it. So you worked these events, and to work these events, you really just had to go and show up early to help set up everything, throw out some T-shirts, and then you got to stay. So whether it was a concert or free pizza somewhere, you just had to work the event for a little bit, and then you got to go for free. And I realized how much I really liked being in front of sort of an audience and having a presence, and people listened to you. And I thought, what can I do with that would be something that could be beneficial in life, and not just me being out here in front of people. And so I thought I should consider journalism, because I have my foot in the door, and I have a platform, and I can help tell people stories and, give them a voice that they may not otherwise have. And I did that for a long time, actually, and I really enjoyed it. And weather was kind of one of those things where I had the opportunity to fill in and learn some weather from one of the meteorologists, and once again found out that I really enjoyed it. And if I wanted to be taken seriously, then I needed to go back to school and become a meteorologist, and eventually started doing that full time.
It's cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
My grandma listens to the radio.
Yeah? Just grandma, huh?
Yeah,
everyone else has their phones and
I know,
playlists.
She's old school.
She's
one of those red radios.
She's yeah. It's amazing us old people even know what radio is, huh?
Yeah. Last question for you, April. What is the weirdest thing you have in your purse right now?
Am I gonna have to prove it?
Maybe.
Oh my God, my purse is like a suitcase. Especially after a live shot, which I did this morning. I probably, who knows what I got in there. I guess it would depend on what your idea of weird is.
It's like the most, like the weirdest thing to have in a purse.
In a purse. I guess I'd have to go look. Should we? Should we dig?
Let's go look.
Let's dig. Thank you. Well, I know in this pocket it's just wires and keys, so that's pretty normal. Wires being like, my IFB and stuff that I wear. I don't think anybody would find that weird. Okay. I have a key card to get into the Kain 9 studio that I've ran over twice, and somehow it still works. That's not weird. I have nothing weird in my purse. To answer your question, the weirdest thing is nothing. I have nothing. The weird thing is that I have nothing weird.
She's not a weird gal. She's normal.
It's disappointing.
And that's the end of this segment. It's been an absolute pleasure working with the not-so-weird Miss April Madison.
Thank you.
Let's all give a round of applause, and until next time, have a day that isn't wormy.
And that's all for today's broadcast on the Champion Channel. As always, thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure bringing you today's news.
Join us next time on the Champion Channel for some more updates on what's happening around campus.
Oops, that's the police. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Hopefully not behind bars.
Stay safe, stay sane, and don't check your ceilings for skeletons. Until next time, that's Champion Channel signing out.
Go!
Oh, I'm Bob the Builder. I could fix that.